Okay, we can't all be out here rocking a half done buzz cut, Dave. Okay, oh my god. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Alicia here, and today we are talking about Love is Blind season 8 episodes 7 and 8. So we pick right back up with Taylor on the Instagram stuff. She is still spiraling, thinking that Daniel followed and unfollowed her, and that he therefore had a cheat code to her heart. While this is going on, Daniel's being very understanding, very patient. The producers do end up bringing Taylor her phone so she can check. She starts scrolling. I think she got tired of scrolling, but they end up being able to lay the situation to rest. Shout out to Daniel, because that situation could have gone left, but because he was patient and kind, it stayed right. Period. So they do end up joining the other couples on the honeymoon. The couples go to Honduras this season. It's real nice, real cute, real cute. I see that's where most of the budget money went to. Devin has a Naruto tattoo. Devin, if you like anime, just say that. Because why did you call it a cartoon tattoo? If you like anime at your big age, just say that. I like anime at my big age. Nothing wrong with that, as long as you're not a little weirdo, you know. Dave and Lauren. Lauren is telling Dave that they can't do any hanky-panky because she just got waxed, and so they've got to wait like at least 24 hours, I believe, before they can really get to it. And Dave is just like, oh, cool, I didn't know that. He did not seem very enthused at the prospect anyway, so it's like, all right. Then we swiftly move on to the performative social justice warriors, and they're just posing in the mirror. It's giving photo shoot. Pose, 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 pose. Like, they're talking about like, it may be this episode where Ben is saying like he can see the Christmas cards and everything else, but I'm like, why are y'all in the mirror so much? Like, we get it. Y'all think that y'all are a very good looking couple. Let's move on. Let's move on. Ben is also talking about how he was a bartender at a country club. Of course he was. And then we move on to Taylor and Daniel. They are unpacking, and Taylor is joking about wishing she could listen to Taylor Swift while they unpack. And honestly, at this point, we could play a game of take a shot every time one of them mentions Christmas or anything related to it. But take a shot of juice, because otherwise you're gonna be not even halfway through this episode, child. And then she does have to remind Daniel to wash his hands. A little suspect, but Monica and Joey, they are on a sunset nighttime type of day. It's real cute, real very vibey. Like, the ambiance is right. It's kind of giving romantic. I said, okay, this is what the friendship couple was missing. That spice, that little bit of romance, and I'm starting to see it on this trip. Lauren and Dave, they remind me, if you've ever seen The Ultimatum, this latest season with JR and Zaina, where Zaina was like so into the relationship and JR could honestly not care less, but he liked how into him Zaina was. I feel like that's what Dave and Lauren give. Lauren is willing to be all in with Dave. Dave does not see a future with Lauren, but he likes the attention and the obvious attraction that Lauren feels towards him. That's all I'm getting whenever that they are together. A lot of the couples weren't really talking about much. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, they had a couple of like pool scenes. Those are kind of boring. I do feel like the pool scene between Virginia and Devin was feeling real intimate. Like, I felt like kind of sort of I was intruding. I felt like they could have cut that scene before they did, because I was like, ooh, all right. I can't remember who said it. I think it was Ben. But why does smoke show continue to find its way into people's conversations? Put that word, put that phrase to rest. Joey opens up about his OCD and his theory that it was his way of being able to control something, because a lot of the things in his life were out of his control. And I thought that was a really interesting perspective. Like, I've never thought about it that way. I mean, I haven't had to, but like, I really appreciated that they put that in the final take. And that I like that because they tried to, in the preview, they made it seem like Monica just kind of brushed it off. But I do like how she handled that conversation and let him open up to her about that. And then for some reason, Dave keeps bringing up how often Lauren goes to the bathroom. I wanted to leave that uncomfortable silence in there because that's what I was feeling every time he brought it up. Like, why do you care? And then Dave talks about Lauren's hair. Now, Lauren, keep in mind, Lauren has braided it away in these two little pigtails. They're on vacation. Clearly, Lauren didn't want to have to deal with her hair while they were on that vacation. So Dave taking shots at her hairstyle. Lauren's face was my face because, excuse you, okay, we can't all be out here rocking a half-done buzz cut, Dave, okay? Oh my God. Dave says he knows both of Lauren's exes. Lauren is like, you may know them, but I wouldn't consider them exes because we didn't really date. And Dave is like, but it's weird that I know them. But we find out he personally doesn't know them. He knows of them because they have mutual friends. I think somebody in his friend group knows the dude, and so therefore, by extension, Dave is saying that's how I know old dude, old buddy, old pal. But like, they not close. Like, it's not like Lauren was talking to his brother, you know. So I personally didn't see an issue, but Dave certainly did, because remember, Dave has been celibate for 4 years. Okay, now keep this argument in mind, because this, like the Mouse Tools in Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, will come up later. Dave is going to make sure of it. Okay, Lauren explains that if she had really liked the guy that she was talking to, she would not have come on to Love is Blind. She just would have continued pursuing things with old dude, but she didn't like him like that, and so that's why she ended it with him and ended up going on to the experiment. And so that's when Dave reminds us again that he hasn't had a girlfriend in 4 years, and he just thought everybody was gonna be like that coming on this experiment. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But honestly, Dave's behavior, we all see why he hasn't had a steady girlfriend in 4 years. He's trash. The way he treats people is trash. Like, Dave tries to bring up, I think Dave brings up that Molly was also in a relationship for like 2 years or something, but she broke it off. And Lauren is like, but I thought Molly said she didn't date anybody seriously. So once again, we see Dave twisting Molly's, or really anybody's words, to fit the narrative that he wants to create. And I think when Dave brings up wanting to see and talk to Molly, he just wanted Lauren to feel a way, because he feels a way that Lauren had a life before him. And then we go to episode 8. Like I said, not a lot going on. So episode 8, we start with Ben clocking Sarah on the fact that she keeps all the tags on her clothes. At first I was like, do I judge? But I think I'm gonna judge a little bit, because Sarah, does that mean you wear every piece of clothing and then you take all those same clothes back to the store? Because a follow-up question then is, how long are you wearing it? Because most of the time when people do that, it's like a party dress or something that you're only going to be in for, you know, a couple of hours at most. And then hopefully you wash it, you know, dry clean it, something, and then return it back to the store. But even then, you're making sure that, you know, nothing gets on the clothes, that you try your best to make sure that you can return it in the same condition that you bought it in. But if you keeping all the tags on all your clothes, how does that work? Inquiring minds would like to know. I guess since Ben was getting on to Sarah about what she chooses to do with her clothes, Sarah then turns it around and asks Ben, how often do you do laundry? Guys, I kid you not, this man said once a month. Once a month. And then he washes his sheets once every 2 weeks. And he also wears the same outfit a lot. I'm disgusted. We get the couples meet up. Everyone is hugging. There's not really any drama because none of the couples that ended up going on the honeymoon, engagement moon, whatever this is called, were in like a love triangle or a love square with anybody else that ended up making it out into an engagement. So they all just talking, having a good old time. When Sarah walks in, Dave is like, ooh, Sarah. Like, I think Sarah is more physically Dave's type, maybe even Taylor, but not Lauren. Like, I feel like Lauren is very much girl next door, and Dave wants somebody else. Everything is going great, and then Dave asks Devin if they've had sex. And at first I was like, you know, people usually talk about that during these meetups, perfectly fine. I do like Devin's answer, and that like they're just trying to wait to before they take that step, because he feels like it would kind of backtrack all the progress that they made on the emotional connection. I actually really like that answer. But then Dave goes to Virginia and asks if they've had sex. And I'm like, you just asked her partner. Why are you going behind her partner's back and asking this girl if they've done it? You just got the answer. You already got the answer, because Virginia says no, like Devin did. Like, are you trying to kiss them in the lie? What are you doing? Turns out Dave is going around asking each person individually if they've done it, if they have, what's it like. Like, it's just creep behavior, quite honestly. Very creepy, very uncomfortable, like just gross to me, quite honestly. And then finally somebody asks, I think it's Monica. Yeah, Monica asked Dave why he chose Lauren. His answer, I can't even remember what it was. It was so unsatisfying. Like, there was no, I chose her because of how she made me feel. I chose her because she really connected with me on these different levels. Like, nothing. He was giving me nothing. Taylor defends Lauren because Dave brought up Lauren going to the bathroom again. And quite honestly, it just made Taylor become even more of my favorite person, because I was so over Dave at this point. I'm so glad that somebody got on him a little bit. If she had gotten on him a little bit more, I wouldn't have been mad, because it's like, Dave, oh my God. Because Dave was like, you know, Lauren goes to the bathroom so much. And Taylor was like, don't you snore? You probably keeping her up. She probably awake, you know, drinking some juice, trying to pass the time. And that's probably why she got to go to the bathroom all the time, because she can't sleep. Dave, how about that? Daniel is letting the whole world know that he is head over heels in love with Taylor. I love it. I love it. Ben, Daniel, and Devin and Joey, I think, are together. And Ben is saying how, you know, you could look at other people that your girl has dated and as intimidating, or you could look at it as, well, these were just building blocks that led her to me. Dave should have been around for that conversation, because that was something that Dave needed to hear. Daniel continues to reassure Taylor, and I like that he does it unprovoked. Like, even when they're joking, like, he still makes sure to slide a compliment and reassurance in there. And I think that that's why they work so well, because I think Taylor is someone who really does need words of affirmation. Like, that is probably high on her love language scale. And so I like that Daniel makes sure to reassure her every chance that he gets. And I want to know what Dave said to his family before coming on the show, because he said he wants to, he and Lauren are not talking, okay? Dave has spent this party talking to everybody else. He's finally made his way back to Lauren, his old ball and chain, and he's talking to her about wanting to call his sister to give her a preview and let her know he's alive. And Lauren's like, oh, should we be together on the phone when you call her, or should we be separate? And Dave is like, nah, I want to do it separate, because I want to give her that preview before she meets you. But when Lauren asks what they're going to say to Dave's father, Dave is like, oh nah, it'll be whatever we tell him. You're telling me you're more scared of your sister than your father. But also, if you're a grown man when it comes to your father, why are you not a grown man when it comes to your sister? This is how I knew Dave was full of it. At this point, Dave's sister needs to come out of the woodworks. I want to speak to the sister. I want her at the reunion. They go into their rooms, Or yeah, they go into the rooms. Joey is saying he usually keeps it at 50. I hope that was a joke. Because golly, that's cold. Joey and Monica talk about chores. Now, let me just preface this once again by saying these people sticking around for stuff that I would have been had to leave for. Because Joey and Monica are talking. When Monica was in college, she washed some clothes and then she dumped them on the floor in her closet. She goes to pick up some jeans, okay? And she sees there's something white in the crotch of her pants. Upon closer inspection, it's a spider's nest. I'm sorry. I would have so quickly packed my things and left disrespectfully. Okay, not respectfully, disrespectfully. Because how dare you? And she laughed like something is funny. Nothing is funny. Joey's face was my face. He almost spit his drink out. Then we learn about a communal sock bin that her family has. When they're talking about the sock bin and how each family member just goes in there and pulls out a pair of socks and wears it, the cameraman zooms in on Monica's dirty feet. Lauren asked Dave who knows about their engagement. Dave says everybody and their mama knows because he is a local celebrity and the town has been talking. But his sister is in a good place. She's calm since she was able to get proof of life from Dave. Dave tells her that things have been easy between he and Lauren. I don't believe that, but we'll see. Devin and Virginia see each other's places. Okay, so this is when they are doing like the little... So are they gone? I guess they didn't spend long in the honeymoon then. Okay, so they were all at each other's places now. So Devin and Virginia see each other's places. They're nice. They talk about buying a house together, and how they're both financially responsible. But this is when I started having a side-eye Devin a little bit because what he said doesn't make sense. Walk with me. So Devin talks about a company he helped his boss start. I'm talking like from ground up. But he's only the program director. Like he was saying, eventually he could become CEO. Currently, his role is program director. I'm sorry, but if I help somebody start a company from the ground up, you're going to have to give me a little bit more than program director. Is this a Facebook situation where he was high on the totem pole, got kicked out by his boss/business partner, and then had to come back to the company and work his way back up? Because he was saying that he had to work his way up to program director. Nah, something's not adding up with that. And then Virginia brings up a prenup. Devin screws his face up a little bit like, prenup? But honestly, I think that makes a lot of sense. Especially in a situation for Love is Blind, where you are essentially marrying a stranger. No matter how much emotional connection y'all forged in the pods, this is still a stranger. A prenup makes a lot of sense. And then Devin starts talking about, his medical bill debt, and his student loans, and like the 50-50 conversation. And I'm like, so you can talk about all of that, but you're not okay with the prenup? It's giving when the more he talked to Virginia, the more he saw dollar signs and he wanted unrestricted access to her funds. And so when she said prenup, his first thought was, oh, I'm not going to be able to touch her money the way that I thought I was going to be able to. Because that's the only reason I can see for why you wouldn't want a prenup. Because Virginia says the prenup is just to protect us in the unlikely event that we get a divorce. But we walk away with what we came with, and then whatever we did after the marriage, we split, 50-50, or we can talk about that later in mediation. She's not saying once we get married, you're still just going to have your stuff and I'm just going to have my stuff. The prenup is basically just protection, as it should be, because technically y'all are still strangers. Dave says he's lived in his apartment for a year. I find that suspicious because where is his Tupperware? Where are the plates? Where are the cups? Like, the only thing that's really in there are his clothes and his sheets. We find out Lauren has brothers. I want Lauren's brother to talk to Dave. Come outside, we won't jump you. At this point, take a shot every time Dave mentions his sister, because this is when he really starts ramping up the sister talk, okay? Dave says, keep in mind in episode 8, Dave says, if the sister just meets Lauren, all her fears would evaporate. We don't know when the sister will meet Lauren though. But keep in mind in episode 8, he did say that. Now, Dave gets very up in arms because Lauren tells him that her dad is very old school. And so like, he's gonna feel a way if he finds out that they're living together before marriage. And so when Dave hears this, he has, like, you can feel the urgency where he wants to meet Lauren's dad. But I don't feel that same urgency when it comes to Lauren meeting his sister or any other member of his family or any of the friends who are at this moment, well, not at this moment, but during this episode, at the time of this episode, dragging Lauren's name through the mud. And then we find out one of Lauren's flings is someone the friends knows, and he's been texting trying to see her, and he lives in the building they move into. Now, in this one instance, I will have to side with Dave because that's crazy work. Production, that's crazy work. But then Dave lost me again because he said he doesn't know who to believe. What do you mean? You should be believing Lauren until proven otherwise. Like, I get that his friends are feeding him information, but Lauren and the dude were the only two in the situation. So why are you believing the friend's secondhand account and not your partner's firsthand account of what happened? It just, I'm sorry, but if my partner looked me in my eyes and said, I hear what you're saying, but I don't know who to believe, I just can't believe you, I would get my stuff and I would leave. End of story. You don't have to worry about another thing. Joey and Monica go to meet her whole family because Monica lives with her family, and the place is cute. I'm not gonna lie, I like the little like outdoors fire pit little setup. That was cute. But then so they're inside and they're all talking and stuff. The mom seems pretty cool, but then the sister is like, well, why are you single? Strike number one. I think her name is Nicole. Strike number one. But Joey, I loved his answer because he was like, oh, well, you know, Monica already knows, but I guess I could tell you. And then he goes and tells this like very beautiful reason why he was single up until this point, since he's not single anymore. And then we learn that Monica and her sister's current boyfriend used to talk, and Monica was like, oh, you would like my sister a lot more. I'm sorry, but if I was the sister, Nicole, I'm not dating somebody who went on a couple of dates with my sister and still seems to give the vibe that he wants my sister. Oh no. Then they randomly bust out with a fam jam where everybody's grabbing instruments out of this like communal bucket. They really seem to like communal buckets around here, and they're just jamming. The dad is on the drums, the boyfriend is on the flute, Joey's on the tambourine. Monica looks embarrassed, but Joey looks like he's fitting right in, and it's just cracking me up. Because first of all, I'm like, what the heck? But second of all, I'm like, of course Joey would love something like this. Monica shows him the sock band. It just stressed me out. Honestly, Joey's face was getting red. Low-key, I think he was getting stressed out too, because Monica and her sister go outside to talk a little bit. Nicole says that Joey is not Monica's type, and that her type would be like 6-foot Italian man, but like it's giving mafia romance. Like, girl, what are you talking about? I like how Monica, in response, what she says about Joey and how he makes her feel. I appreciated that. Nicole says, well, it's crazy because I didn't think that you would get married first. And there it is. And there it is. She's jealous that not only is Monica getting married first, she's doing it on television. So now she's got a bunch of fans behind her and rooting for her and Joey's relationship. And we get the sister by herself. She calls Joey an actor. And then the episode ends. Honestly, I was annoyed by that last comment because Joey has been so authentically himself this whole time. But whatever. But that is the episode, guys. Let me know what you thought down in the comments. We are almost done. We are almost done. And I will see y'all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.
This nugget of encouragement, things will be alright.